Shalom, shalom, Shabbat shalom. Hey family, I pray everyone is having a peaceful Sabbath. Today I want to come to you with a commentary. We've been talking about ways to process the coronavirus, and we've been working on the insight number 2, which is implement critical thinking. I'm going to challenge everyone to think critically about this issue. For the past 10 days, the latest information or craze or emphasis is the impact that the coronavirus is having on African and Latina Americans. They say it's a drastic disproportion between us dying and everybody else. First, that raises 10 flags for me because of who we are. Dark hair, dark skin, and dark eyes are dominant. And let's talk a little bit about natural selection. And I'm going to say that anytime you talk about race, you sound like a racist, but I'm going to risk it because I think this is important and something for you to think about, and there's a bigger indicator perhaps of what's going on. Well, dominant genes and natural selection. Natural selection, I'm going to say it in just layman's terms, is the theory that nature prefers those genes that are strongest and will live long enough to procreate. And those genes are the dominant genes. That's why you keep seeing them being expressed over and over. Although people of color are considered minorities in the United States, that's not the truth, because around the world, people of color dominate this earth overwhelmingly. For example, Chinese account for 1 out of every 3 human beings roughly on earth. That's just Chinese, not Asian, just Chinese. And when we think about whether or not, I've read different theories, but I haven't read any clear theory of why we have different outbreaks. One woman was telling me that it's an evolutionary response, that something just comes down and it blows up. But Mother Nature is not fickle. And if that were the case, we, the strongest, should be the ones surviving the most because we have the dominant genes. The recessive genes are weaker. And dominant doesn't mean superior, but it means strong and healthy. So why are we the ones that are dying faster? Or so they're claiming. And think about it also. They're claiming that the coronavirus started in Wuhan, China. So right there, family, what do you notice or what do you see? We are talking about the 3 dominant ethnic groups on earth. We're talking about Asian, African, and Latina descent in people. Boom, all at once. That should send up a red flag to you. What that is making me question or think is that, or my hypothesis is that this coronavirus is a genetically engineered virus by man, and it has an agenda. And if it's killing all of us, maybe it was designed just to do that because it's from nature. Nature already made us strong and healthy. And I know they're talking about income inequity, that we have lower wage jobs, more contact with people, can't go work from our homes, more exposure. And second, the healthcare inequity or issue. Now, in some communities, there may be an issue with not having documentation, which would impact that. But for overall, I know since 2008, I've had some financial challenges. Since the economic crash, I've never rebounded. And I've had to use Apple Care. But I'm telling you, I have the best medical care now, better than even when I worked at a lot of employers. Last week I had to have like 2 ultrasounds over the last 2 weeks, 2 ultrasounds, and I can go to a naturopath if I want to. And because the COVID interrupted my income, I have 0 copay. And so that's why I don't think that's relevant, but I don't think it's a strong enough issue. So family, think about that and the implications of what that means. So have a great day. And remember, Mother Nature is not fickle. And although there's a lot happening, there may be systems and powers and principalities coming in and having influence. But remember, those that know their God will do great exploits. Have a blessed Sabbath.